Hey everybody, Ben Hall back here, considering it is still a zombie apocalypse and we're in the middle of a pandemic. We're doing a lot over screens right now. So we're going to record this presentation. It is going to be as brief as we can possibly make it. I think we'll be able to get through it in about 15 or 20 minutes because there are three big things that we want to talk about today. What changed? How much is it going to cost you? And what you have to do about it. Number one, what changed? We kept all the insurance coverages and the plan designs the exact same as they were last year. So we kept every carrier, every coverage. We didn't make any changes there. So there are 62, count them, 62 pages in this presentation. We will not be going over it line by line. If you have any questions, please reach out to myself. My name is Ben or John McCaleb or Rosie on our team. We're happy to help. We don't go anywhere throughout the year. Literally right now, we don't go anywhere. And so let us know if you have any insurance questions because we're going to be trucking through this for the purposes of attention span. So number one, what changed? Nothing changed. Number two, how much is it going to cost me? We were underwater last year, meaning Humana paid out more than they collected in terms of claims. And so we do have a little bit of a bump. So you'll notice that in your payroll deductions. However, Presidio title still buys down a majority of that expense for everybody. And so the thing that we are going to also talk about today in terms of cost is we have been really focused on wellness. So Michelle Wright is going to join us here in a couple of minutes once we get to the Go 365 place inside this presentation. And then we're going to talk about wellness so that we can mitigate as much as possible the increase in medical. Everything else stayed the exact same in terms of coverage and pricing as it did last year. So that's point number two. Point number three, remember what changed? How much is it going to cost me? What do I got to do about it? That is going to be new this year. And so we are going to be doing everything online. It's going to be so much fun and so cool. So all of these coverages you see here, we're not going to be filling out any paper anymore. So I'm going to switch screens here and I am going to show you a different one, and it is a website. And this is my test site right here. It's called Employee Navigator. So no more paper. That's so 2019. That's so 2020. 2021, we're enrolling online. So this is my test site, Ben Test. Can't tell you my password, super secret, double secret probation password. So you're going to go there and you're going to log in. You will already have been if you're an employee in the past, you're already going to be loaded into the system. And so welcome back, Ben. Isn't that nice? And you're going to have an experience that will literally look just like this. You'll go and you'll fill out this kind of information. You'll plug it all in. If you, right there, because I'd already been here before, it queues up progress 16 of 17. I'm saying my my address is over there on Dorchester just because that sounds like a good place to live. And you will walk through a, click back there. Oh, there we go. You're going to walk through these different steps. So this is something that I keyed up because I was playing around with this before I got onto a recorded presentation. And so you'll input your personal information, address, dependents. Now you need to put in your dependents. Those are your kiddos if you want to enroll them in benefits. So you'll input their name. I think their address will probably be the same as yours, their socials, and then you'll go through, yes, I want medical. It's on this plan or that plan. So what I'm doing right here is I just went to the medical tab and who am I enrolling? Myself. And then my child is named Benjamina. Lovely child. And then you'll go to, here's one plan. Do I want that plan? Do I want this plan? If I want some more detail, then more detail will come up right there. So you can do this on your phone. You can do it on your computer. So if I collect that, then I just go to save and continue. Oh, and then it logs it. And so you'll go through the entire benefit process just like this. And what the link that I'm going to right here is just view steps so that I can see. And that's because I went in and I was playing around with this earlier, but you'll start here and you'll just progress through these steps. If you didn't make an election, or if you stop on a tab, this is that HRA that had been in place in the past, didn't make any changes there. So you'll go through all these different things. Voluntary life, the reason why it has a little minus there is, let's just go to it and take a look at that. Oh, it's because I signed up for more insurance than is guaranteed. So some insurance is no questions asked, some you got to apply for. And so that says pending review of health history, this $280,000. So you'll walk through this process just like this, and you'll sign up for everything that you want and everything that you don't. And then you'll get, if you miss a step, it'll say enrollment not complete, and it'll tell you, voluntary life beneficiary. So here's what you can do. You can all do this. You can all type in person, other person, gender, male, 100%. And then you can all type in my name. So I can be the beneficiary on all of y'all's voluntary life insurance, if you so choose, or you can put anybody else, like Brandon. You can put in Brandon Clem if you'd like to, and just leave it just like that. That way Brandon Clemenson, can be the beneficiary on all y'all's basic life insurance. So you go through all these steps, and then once you're done, you'll get a summary that'll look like that. You'll sign it, and then it'll be done. It'll show you everything that you chose, everything that you didn't. And because I already went in and I was playing around with this and elected a few different things, it'll show basic life amount, voluntary life amount, long-term disability, travel assist, and then it'll show my total cost per pay period. And then there's my dependent, Benjamina. She's doing great. Then it'll show any coverage that you said no thank you to. And so we're going to flip back screens. Back to the enrollment guide. And y'all have seen this enrollment guide before. A couple of public service announcements. These bullet points are reasons you can change your election. Right now is open enrollment. So the coverage goes live 3/1, March 1st. And right now is open enrollment. So you can hop on the plan, hop off the plan. You can do whatever you want. Outside of open enrollment, you have to have one of these bullet points going on during the middle of the year to change your election that you choose during open enrollment. Renewing with Humana, the national POS open access is the network, and we have the same plans. We have the least expensive plan is this point of service plan. It has a $5,000 deductible, and the price is going to go up as we progress forward. So the least expensive plan is a $5,000 deductible. Next least expensive is a $4,000 deductible. You've got copays for doctors and prescriptions here. And then you'll see these prices. So you've got the rate here, and then you've got the silver rate, which is about 7% off. And then you've got gold rate. Gold and platinum get the same rate in terms of their discount. And so that's a 15% off. So still a very, very, very good deal for you and for your family to take advantage of everything that Go365 offers. And before we get there, a couple of other reminders. In case you hadn't noticed, there's a lot of things going on virtual chats, including doctors 24/7, 365. That is your doctor virtual visits. Doctor on demand. I called one the other day. I had allergies. Actually, I didn't have COVID, and I got a bunch of different stuff, and I just got it while I was sitting on my couch. Also, you can get some COVID tests. A lot of places around, and Humana will reimburse 100%, meaning it's no out-of-pocket cost to you if you need to get a COVID test. Testing locations all around, and they also have an at-home test, but typically you want it as soon as you can get it. There's some more information on that. GoodRx is a good discount program. So it's not through insurance. I always check GoodRx. If I'm taking a prescription and there's a generic available, I check GoodRx and I check Humana. So GoodRx is not through insurance. It's a discount program, and you can just go online or you can download their app. Okay, we've got 4 pages in here that are wellness related, that are Go365 related. The back 2 we'll speak to just a little bit. The front 2 we're going to spend more time on. And Michelle knows way more about this program than I do, which is why she just joined our call. So welcome to Hollywood Squares, Michelle. Glad to have you here. Can you inform us about Go365, because our constituency is at the edge of their chairs? They'd like to know.
Yes, thank you, Ben. I will hop right in. So Go365 is the health and well-being program that is tied to your medical plan. So if you are enrolled in Presidio Title's medical plan, then you have this benefit available to you. The very first thing, I know we've been doing this for a number of years, but there may be some new faces or squares. And that is, you need to get registered. You need to get registered at humana.com. That same login and password will give you access to Go365. Then I'm going to encourage you to download the Go365 app, because it is the easiest way to access and engage with the program. So kind of what happens now that we are renewing a plan year, everything will reset on March 1st. You will return to blue status. At that time, you're going to need to complete one section of the health
That was
assessment.
my fault. Sorry, I'm not being a good man of white. You're being very gracious, Michelle. Yep. Sorry.
You are going to need to complete one section of the health assessment, get your biometric screening done, or log a verified workout. That is if you are currently engaged in the program or you're restarting March 1st. One of those 3 activities has to be done. At that time, that will reopen the program to you. And you will continue to earn your incentives without interruption, as long as you do that as soon as possible following the plan renewal of March 1st. Plus, you'll want to complete that health risk assessment. There's bonus points available for completing that within the first 90 days of the plan year. And that is how Go365 individualizes the program towards you, is by completing that health assessment. So even though it is not required, we highly, highly suggest it. As you earn status levels, that is how you will earn your premium incentives. In addition, as you earn those higher status levels, you will also earn Go365 bucks. And as you earn those higher status levels, you will also earn bonus Go365 bucks as well. Those Go365 bucks can be used in the Go365 mall for all sorts of products and gift cards. One of the popular ones is Amazon gift cards. You can also use your Go365 bucks to pay for your Amazon Prime membership. And many people save their bucks throughout the year to use for Christmas gifts and things like that. Also, you can donate bucks. So for some, this is very important. Humana and Go365 have partnered with certain charitable companies, and you can donate your bucks that way as well. So this next page is a summary of the activities that you can do and participate in Go365. I am not going to bore you by going through these line by line, but I highly recommend looking over this. This is going to give you an idea of the things that you are willing to do and want to do in order to engage in the program. I want to point out preventative exams. We want you getting those preventative exams. Those are important, and there are points and bucks available for doing those. Also, we have always hosted a biometric screening at Presidio Title, and they are still offering those services during COVID in a safe manner. So I'm sure there'll be more information to come on those, but if you can attend one of those biometric screening events, I highly encourage you to do so. The next page is going to give you an example of how easy it can be for someone to get to silver status if they are one adult on the medical plan. And then at the bottom of the page, it's going to show you how a family could get to that silver status level if they have 2 adult dependents on the plan and potentially 2 minor children. And again, these gives you an example of the types of things someone can do in order to get to those higher status levels. And with that, I'll turn it back to you.
Okay, thanks, Michelle. We are going to keep trucking. Let me see what page we're on. 14 of 62, folks. So don't get nervous. We're actually closer to the end of this presentation than we ever have been at any point in time. So that should give you some comfort. HRA, most confusing thing and most generous. Here's the deal. This is what I told Brandon and Aaron, that if you think you have some larger bills, just ask us and we will track it to see if you're owed any money back. So the point of an HRA is that we have had to increase the deductible. This happened years ago now. We increased the deductible, so the premium, meaning the part that comes out of your paycheck, got cheaper. But we didn't want to cheapen the benefit, if that makes sense. So we raised the deductible, meaning there was more personal exposure, so that the price tag would be decreased. But that difference right in the middle there, that's what is reimbursable. So anybody is eligible for a reimbursement. It just depends on how much you have used, how much your family has used, and what plan you're on. That's the biggest thing, honestly, to remember about it. Base plan, once you've met $3,000, 3 plus 2 is 5. That happens to be the deductible. The math works. It's very exciting. So once you've met 3,000, then 2,000 can be reimbursed. 3,000 plus 2,000 equals $5,000 deductible. Buy-up plan, once you've met 3,000, then the remaining 1,000, 3,000 plus 1,000 is 4,000. See how that works? That's how it works. Got family coverage, there's some HRA money available there. But seriously, if there's a big old bill, just think in your head, gosh, I don't know if I've met my deductible. We'll help you look through your EOBs and then figure out whether or not you've got some money coming back to you. Proficient is the name of the firm that administers that. That's who the EOBs and the bills are sent to and through, and that's who sends the money back. So that's just the name of that firm. Biggest public service announcement on this page is be aware that a freestanding emergency room is an emergency room outside of a facility or a hospital. And if you walk in here and you think you're walking into like a Texas Med Clinic or something like that, you're going to get a big old bill if you walk into a freestanding ER and you don't need to be there. All right, we're going to talk about the duck, and we're going to do so pretty darn quickly because pages, let me check, 17 through 30 are full of duck-related stuff. This is Aflac. I actually have a plan like this, and I like them. I have a plan like this accident plan. So when my daughter fell down, broke her arm, that's an accident, went and sought care. Depending on the severity of the break, the duck sends money to your mailbox. So I like something like that. It's not for everybody, but it's pretty darn good coverage and it's pretty inexpensive. So you have an accident plan, just like I have at Catto. You also have a short-term disability, meaning if you get sick or injured, then the duck sends you money to your mailbox. Cancer and then critical illness. Cancer would be for, God forbid, a cancer diagnosis. If you have a family history, some folks do in their blood. And so they find some benefit in having a coverage that, God forbid, they should ever receive that diagnosis. then money is sent to their mailbox and they can do with that money whatever they want. Critical care is in response to things like heart attack, stroke, and various other things that nobody ever wants to get diagnosed with. There's no doubt about that. So there's a ton of real estate in here. Again, call us if you have any questions, especially if you have had one of those items in the past. Then it typically becomes, well, I had this in the past, but I'm not sure. So let us just walk you through that. But there's a lot of real estate in here. Pages 17 through 30 is all Aflac related items. So this is where you probably just got a little dizzy. We're going to talk about your teeth. Same dental plans, same rates. Every mouth gets $1,000. Once you're above the 1,000, then that's self-pay. But every mouth gets 1,000. So if you are on the plan and your sweetie's on the plan, 1,000 for you, 1,000 for your sweetie, and then if you have 3 kids, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. That's how that works. You do need to be on the plan for 24 months to get an orthodontia benefit. And those preventative services, cleanings, x-rays, things like that, twice per year, those are freebies to you. So they don't cost anything. How it works is if you have something that's $100, then you pay your deductible. 100 minus 50 is 50. And then you're paying 20% of that $50. So you're paying $10. And then the insurance company is paying 80% of that money. Vision is pretty inexpensive. Plan didn't change. You've got a decision. You either get glasses and lenses or contacts. Can't do both at the same time. That's what that once every means. No cost to you. Pretty cool there. Life insurance, hit on that a little bit when we were looking at Employee Navigator. Free to you. Everybody gets $25,000. And Employee Navigator is just going to bug the tar out of you to choose the actual beneficiary that you want, as opposed to just inputting my name in the box. This is extra life insurance. If you want more life insurance, you've got 2 things. If you are a brand new hire, if you're a brand new employee, then you may apply for up to $80,000. No medical questions asked. If you are a previous employee, then you apply for that. That's called evidence of insurability. And Employee Navigator is going to just kind of go like that, because it can be confusing when you're going through a system like that. You might think, well, I'd like extra life insurance, but you are applying for it if you are a current employee. And if you're a new employee, then you are guaranteed to get at least $80,000 of extra life insurance. And the system will calculate how much it is. Pretty cool. You'll move a button and you'll see how expensive it is. Incredible that long-term disability is free to you. That hadn't changed. We say this every year, just really important line of coverage. So if you get sick or injured and you cannot come back to work in any capacity, then 60% of your monthly income is protected until Social Security normal retirement age. MASA is air or life flight ambulance only. Life flight or ambulance only. That's what MASA is. So it only insures against an ambulance or a life flight. Some information in here. Platinum is more expensive. All these rates will be in Employee Navigator. Platinum is ambulance or life flight worldwide. Emergent is US and Canada, ambulance and life flight. So it insures against a low likelihood, but a high severity event. Free stuff, EAP, paid for by you. Get some counseling. If you're not stressed during COVID, well, then good on you. But if you are, you've got some counseling that you can go to through either one of these EAPs. There's some literature in here as well, and I'll point you to that in just a second. Travel assist, if you forget your bags and you're traveling more than 100 miles away, remember Lincoln Financial. And if you do, you're a better person than me. I wouldn't necessarily think of my insurance carrier when I lose my bags, but there's actually some things that if you are traveling more than 100 miles away, that's why it's called Travel Assist, that you can take a look at. This is the EAP. So what is included in an EAP? It's free to you. This is the one with Humana. There are a couple of pages on that. This is the one with Lincoln. So a couple of different ways to get some help in various forms. Travel Assist. That actually is kind of cool. It is such a hassle to find boarding for pets. Life Keys is a different version of an EAP. The thing that I like on this one actually is online will prep. Just do your prep, do your online will prep through Life Keys. It's free to you. Pretty good idea. Premium only plan just means anything that you pay towards these benefits is not taxed, which means you pay less tax, which is cool. This is a flyer on Life Keys. This is another flyer on Life Keys. Okay, section 125 cafeteria plan. Here's what this means. This is called a flexible spending account. Okay, here's what a flexible spending account is. If you wanted to take that amount of money or a lesser amount, you could pick $500, you could pick $1,000, you can pick no more than $2,750. But if you wanted to payroll deduct that, you're not paying taxes on it, but get all of it on a little debit card at once. So if I wanted to say, I'd like $1,200 on a flexible spending account card, that's payroll deducted out evenly, $100 a month throughout the year. I don't pay tax on that income, and I get all of that money lump sum at the beginning. And I can take that FSA card to the medical doctor, to the eye doctor, or to the dentist. And so if I have something going on, like some extra dental work, isn't that fun? Or I want some cooler glasses that I have right now, that would be a good usage for a flexible spending account. If I know that I'm going to have an expense medically coming up in the future, then a flexible spending account would be a good spend. But the thing I always want you to be aware of is the IRS sets limits around, you cannot use this money forever. I want you to use it within the next plan year, because it has a use it or lose it provision. That's the way all FSAs work. So it's for planned expenses. If you know you got something coming up, you can budget for it and you get it 100% of it lump sum before you actually pay for it. And it's payroll deducted out over time. Rest of this information, great late night reading material. Here's where you can kind of close your eyes, because I'm going to be scrolling through a lot of notices, and we're going to end on the contact page, which will be coming up right here. Okay, please make any changes. Open enrollment starts tomorrow, February the 9th, ends February the 15th. Everything is done on Employee Navigator this year, nothing on paper. We back Zach up. Obviously, y'all know Zach and know where he is. But if you have any questions, please contact either Rosie or myself. Happy to help with any Employee Navigator questions or benefits questions that you may have. And with that, we will conclude our meeting. Thanks for hanging on. Again, please let us know if you have any questions. Y'all have a great day. Bye-bye.